Good morning everyone. So we're down here in Fethard and the Fethard Horse Country Experience is now opened and we're going to come inside and have a look. Apparently there's supposed to be some really cool stuff in here, sponsored by Coolmore.
With the passing of an Irish king, Donald More O'Brien, the Normans take Fethard, and the fortified wall appears, less than 100 years later. (1,100 meters long, standing over 7 meters in height. Five gates in and out, yet only one remains. Passage through the Scrabolith, our north gate, was controlled, civilized, and constant, dotted with ring forms. Estates with families that prospered. Doorways that now lead to hideaways of a different kind. To catch up on news, tell stories. Consider the odds on horses that were raised nearby. Here, the status of the horse reigns supreme.
Traditionally, the horse was suitable for many uses, and hunting was just one of them. Other disciplines, including farm work and transport, today the hunter descends primarily from the Irish draft cross with the other breeds.
Times change, winds change, you know what I mean? So they're not going to snow and hunting is there. But there was always a great law of hunting in the area.
the earliest records we have of Coolmore and ownership stems back to the 1500s, when John Everard is registered as owning the townslands here. Now, initially, there's a record of a cottage on the site, and it's part of the old Rathcoole parish, the northern end. But the Everards retained the lands until Cromwellian times. In the 1650s, the officers of Cromwell, surveying the land, that the utilisation of the land, shows that with the tillage and the forestry that was here, that it was a substantial property to be controlled. And at that point, the land seems to have transferred to the Jacob family. The Jacob family then married Sankey family, and Sankey subsequently subletted part of the house that was then built, but he built the earliest house that we know as Coolmore. It's interesting to connect that with the Magnas now owning Coolmore, that John Magna's wife, Sue, whose mother, Jacqueline, had come from Australia. Her ancestors, the Burgess, had lived in Coolmore House in the 1800s and emigrated to Australia. So the connection seems to have come back. But from the Sankeys, the properties then were sold in 1925 to the Murphys of Cashel, and the Murphys bought the property to farm and raise horses here. So it seems to be the first instance of horses being raised here at Coolmore on the good land that we know it is today. Following the Murphys to this particular property, when Tim Vigors subsequently in 1974 decided to sell the property, was the fact that we are based here in the Golden Vale on predominantly limestone land, and this is hugely influential in the raising of young horses, because calcium is a necessity in the development of bone in young horses. And it was fortuitous, really, for John and Sue to be able to buy this property with the assistance of Sue's father-in-law, Vincent O'Brien. And when they bought the property, they started to develop and put on extra stabling. So initially there were 5 stallions here in 1979, and the continuation has been incredibly successful. But the land has been so important, and today, with 7,000 acres in this Golden Vale of Tipperary, it's prime land for the production of young horses. Coolmore Stud is considered to be one of the biggest and best thoroughbred stations anywhere today, and this is primarily because the land is so good, and it's important for us to make sure that we keep it that way. And so our farming management today is incredibly important, that we continue to assess the land as we do year in, year out, and make sure that we offer the best in terms of breeding racehorses and young thoroughbreds. Having acquired Coolmore with his father-in-law, Vincent O'Brien, very quickly set about setting up a stallion station here, where the Vigors had stallions standing. Among the first stallions to arrive was Be My Guest, a son of Northern Dancer. At the time, Northern Dancer wouldn't have been probably the European flavour of the month because he was an American-bred stallion, but he quickly forged a popularity which made him, by the end of his 3-year-old racing career, champion sire for the first time. Coolmore, obviously credited with the stallion. Be My Guest, being the first champion sire, was followed not too many years later when another son of Northern Dancer, Sadler's Wells, arrived on the scene. Now, Sadler's Wells had come from Kentucky, our breeding farm, to reside here at Coolmore as a weanling, and he was very quickly realised that this horse was somewhat special. He moved to Ballydoyle, where he was trained and won multiple Group 1s, but his dominance really has been as a stallion. And with his first crop of 2-year-olds running, there was no significant runners until the very last 2-year-old race of the year, the Dewhurst, which 2 sons, Scenic and Prince of Birds, duly dead heated for at Newmarket. From then on, Sadler's Wells was a force to reckon with, and his multiple Group 1 winners is a testament to the fact that he was champion sire no less than 15 times on the European records. What's interesting is that during that spell with Sadler's Wells here as a very successful star, we also had Dane Hill, a son of Danzig, which also comes from the Northern Dancer line. And Dane Hill was a force to reckon with once we realised his potential, shuttling to the Southern Hemisphere to Australia, and became a serious champion sire in Australia. Dane Hill, thankfully, has left sons and grandsons who we still have here today at Coolmore. Now, Sadler's Wells, on the other hand, has left stallions like Mongeur, Galileo.
The daddy.
And Mongeur, of course, was an Irish Derby winner who went on to produce 4 Derby winners. No other stallion had ever produced 4 Derby winners in the record of the English Derby. Galileo, on the other hand, was unusual in that he had champion 2-year-olds, which was something Sadler's Wells had never had. And both these horses, being sons of Sadler's Wells, were very dominant. And today, the modern pedigree in Europe and further afield across the world are very much dominated by the Sadler's Wells lineage that he has created.
Here we've got the daddy, Frankel, a son of champion sire, Galileo, and Aidan O'Brien's famous 1-2-3 in the Arc de Triomphe. And found the filly finally got her huge day, which was an incredible day in Paris. Here he is, lads, the ledge, Isterbrack. What a boyo. This was when I won my first big bet with my gran. I had a lucky 15 and we won 14 grand. What a legend this horse was. So easy. He was an ex-fat horse, he wasn't really that good, but when he went over hurdles, see the way he quickens up, just goes away, just small little flat horse. Just unbelievable at Cheltenham. Whoosh. Go on the mouse. Go on the mouse now. Go on now, you boyo. Grand Nationals by the absolute bollocks now. And your good thing.
And it's more of attrition that Tom takes over. From in second place, forget the course as they run to the final turn. Hedgehunter's got a great chance on the outside in third place. Then take the stand, running another fiver in the Gold Cup from O'Neill.
This is Michael O'Leary's first Gold Cup winner.
The war of attrition is the one to catch. Racing to the second. On the near side. Then forget the course. So it might take the stand. War of attrition by O'Neill into the half. To Hedgehunter.
Whoop. Golden Miller, before my time. Won the Cheltenham Gold Cup 5 years in a row between 1932 and 1936. He also won the Grand National in 1934 and was described as a god on 4 legs. His achievements have not been surpassed as of 2017. Judging by that resume, I doubt they ever will be. Just look how different that is. Bloody hell. Still so many people there, isn't there? All the bookies. Packed, everyone's got a hat on, not one person without a hat. Times have changed. The legend. There's the genius, Aiden. So, this is supposed to be Sadler's Wells' actual skeleton. See how small their legs really are and carry that big half-a-ton frame. So we're here in Fethard, and this is a new museum that's opened up, and it's all about the history of the racehorse and Coolmore. And this is actually the skeletal frame of the iconic Sadler's Wells. So it's quite unique, quite unbelievable. And if you come to Fethard, there's 2 floors here, and some real great history about racing. It's all interactive, a touch screen, so if you spin around here, you know, you can see the horses working, and downstairs you can get all these visual effects. And if I had seen the pyramids, Niagara Falls and the Great Wall of China on the same day, it would not have created more of an impression. I thought Ballydoyle was a perfect world, and that's from the legendary trainer Michael Dickinson. So it's definitely worth a visit. It's only €5 to get in, and you can learn all about how the Magnias took over Coolmore, and really is a great experience. Let's go this way. Hey, how you doing? You alright? Just down here in Fethard, been to the Coolmore Museum. Now I'm going to try and find the bookies to watch Churchill win. Because Blogsy sneaked onto that Betfred double. Oi oi, 7th Heaven and Churchill. See if we can have it off. Found the local betting office, lads. This is where JP McManus used to orchestrate all the pro gambles.